What's going on, America? What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Facebook, and all those other good joints? It's me, Kev, from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And I know it's funny seeing me here on a Saturday. That's right. Normally, I do my shows like I've been doing recently, Monday through Friday. However, I might be missing the next couple Fridays because my best friend's son, who plays for my alma mater, he's been getting it in as running back, and last night we whooped some tail. We got revenge over a team that had our number for like the last 10 years. We whooped that tail. Okay, and I like to think it was my presence there that made the difference. Okay, yep. And I ran into Father Murphy. Yeah, y'all always hear me talk about Father Murphy when I be mocking, when people be trying to be all spiritual and deep. Father Murphy used to do our mass, y'all. He took the bread into his hand, take and eat. He loved seeing me too. I love seeing him too. It was good. But they won, and they have some games coming up in the next couple Fridays that I might try to slide off to. But I'll keep you posted. And the way you could find out is by connecting with me through texting MAGA to this number, 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that number, and then you too will be in Kev's Corner. So I will keep you posted on that and on videos that I upload and all that stuff. And when I go live, I don't want to drive you crazy with a whole bunch of text messages and stuff like that. So I try to use them sparingly. But it's just to keep you guys informed. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my alternative channel. I don't know if the number went up the other night. So if you have not subscribed to my alternative channel, which is Stop and Think About It, please let me know. Because if you subscribe and I don't see those numbers going up over here on this subs, I'm going to be upset. I need to check with YouTube. I had some people at the game last night subscribe to my channel, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in my back office and see if they ever show up, because there's always some shenanigans. And then also to give you an update on my little fundraiser, my monthly fundraiser. We're chugging along, and I appreciate everybody's contribution to it. I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate it. Y'all, I hope we can make it. I really do. I mean, I'm trying to be very modest in regards to what I think would give me some autonomy when it comes down to dealing with big tech. I'm not one of them people who's like Jim Baker or somebody crying, "Oh, I need you to give me." I don't like that. I'm a very, prideful man, not in a bad way, But I think also if I provide a good product and I'm sincere and genuine, then maybe the people will support versus me having to rely on YouTube and sponsors, which I do thank my sponsors, but never know, never know. So I'd rather rely on the people. Power to the people, man. Now, with that being said, the link to that is below this video. Now, with that being said, it's Saturday, y'all. Now, let me make sure the chat's working because, I see some people. I see some people chatting in right about now. It's Saturday, so we might as well watch a football game, metaphorically speaking. Oh, yeah, man. It's time for the red versus blue game, in which I will be doing all the refereeing. So somebody said, love from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you so much. I got to get back out there. Hopefully, y'all get rid of that raggedy witch in office right now and put somebody decent in there. If Kerry Lake don't run or whatever, somebody got to get in there and clean that mess up. Boy, because Arizona's too beautiful to lose to the liberals. Too beautiful to lose to the liberals and the cartels. The liberals and the cartels, y'all. Same with California. Beautiful out there. But they're losing it to the liberals and cartels. So, with that being said, let me get loose so we can start kickoff, baby. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to let y'all know I'm biased towards the red team. Okay. Oh, I got the serious sound on it. I got it in stereo. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now, let me switch over to my internal speakers. So, yeah, I'm going to be refereeing the red versus the blue game today. But before any game starts, we want to get a little pre-game commentary going on just to, see what's the word on the street amongst these two squads the red versus the blue. Let's check in with some other people on the blue team and see what they got to say about the current climate. Starting off with, let's see, one of the owners of the
Vladimir
teams.
Putin has obviously
Crooked.
your friend and mine.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, y'all see her? She's back and crookeder than ever. So why isn't the world? Why in the world is Crooked back on TV? I mean, do the fake news not know she's crooked? Oh, wait, they know she's crooked because they're crooked. So they done brought Crooked back up there and listen to what Crooked got to say before the game starts.
He has intervened in our election in the past.
Right.
It's not
She's talking
something,
about Putin.
as you experienced firsthand, it's not something we talk about a lot.
Yeah, we should talk about who really intervened in our election in the past. It's the person you're sitting across from. Crooked. She's the one. See, she's the one that actually paid for that fake dossier that blackmailed or tried, I won't say blackmail, but tried to accuse Putin of colluding with Trump. Now, if I'm Putin, I got a problem. I might have tried to sue Crooked for defamation of character. Like, Russia had nothing to do with this. I don't know why Crooked accused Russia of doing this. Russia had nothing to do with that. It was Crooked and the Democrat parties under the Barack Obama administration who all put together that diabolical scheme about Russia. So the only people that interfered in that 2016 election was our own government and big tech and some others. And they also did it again in 2020. But now let's hear this fake operative that shouldn't even be doing commentary because she just came out of the White House where she lied for Biden constantly. But now she's on MSNBC and supposed to be fair and balanced. No, she's just bringing the lies from the White House straight to MSNBC. So let's hear Crooked try to tell us about the climate and what's going on. And she's predicting what's going to happen in 2024 and stuff.
Do you fear that that is something that could be happening for 2024? And do you think we should be talking about it more?
Well, I think we should be talking about it more because I don't think, despite all of the, deniers, there's any doubt that he interfered.
All of the deniers. Wow. And, you know, Crooked's clever. She's way smarter than Joe Biden and all of them. The reason I say that is because she would never, ever, ever, ever go on to a network and do an interview with somebody real. I would love for Crooked to come to my corner. I'll take Crooked in the corner. Bring Crooked in this corner right here as she starts to talk about, well, you know what? We should talk about it because he's going to do it again. Who, you? You and your buddies who indicted Trump 4 times already with all these stupid trumped up charges? You guys who've been busted over and over again in regards to trying to set Trump up and ruin him throughout his whole 4 years in office and beyond? You mean you guys? Who is she talking about? This obviously he's going to do it again. I'll be like, whoa, wait, Crooked. Before we go any further, let's address your role in 2016. And I also want to know if you've ever, given Trump the credit of whooping that tail. See, because you went on a tour right after talking about he knows he's not a legitimate president. And you know what? His conscience is. You did that. But yeah, y'all want to lock Trump up for questioning the election in 2020. So here's Crooked, who has a platform to spew up nothing but lies unabated and assisted, actually, by this commentator.
In our election, he has interfered in many ways in the internal affairs of other countries, funding political parties.
Says the lady who had Gaddafi killed and bragged about it. The lady who interfered in Libya and destabilized the whole Middle East, and don't mention Benghazi. I mean, you know what? What difference does it make anyway? This woman, she's as crooked as they come, man. She's the crookedest. She's the crookedest, okay? You don't get no more crookeder than Crooked. She invented crookology. You understand that? So somebody said, Kevin, people want to buy. Thank you for reminding me of that. Because I was going to ask you guys about that. Some people were requesting the mug the other day. And I said, I didn't even think about that. But I'm now going to think about it. Now, I don't want to invest money or waste y'all time. If I set it up where we can buy this mug and all of a sudden I'm checking like, all right, the 1 mug a month, I don't think it's worth the investment. Yeah. So if I go ahead and I start advertising this for purchase, y'all got to back me up now. So I'll look into it. I should have some information for you by the next live show. Now, let's get back to this woman who says that it was Pootie who's been interfering in all these other countries' affairs.
Funding, political candidates, buying
Like
off,
Soros.
government officials in different places. He hates democracy. He particularly hates the West, and he especially hates us.
No. He don't hate us. He hates you. He hates our leading class right now. Just like, I'm no fan of Putin. Don't get me wrong. He's corrupt too. He's crooked. But it's hard to really judge him when I'm looking at our own crooked politicians. And honestly, I think Putin would kind of just mind his own business if we weren't so crooked. If we didn't have this global agenda, I think he would stay put long as we don't tap his pockets and threaten his power and his sovereignty. I don't think he has this desire for world domination like they would want you to think, but it seems like we do. See, that's the scary part. It seems like we always are infringing upon other countries' sovereignty. Now, it's hard for me to put them in a category as the most evilest when I'm going, why are y'all inching up under the guise of we want NATO to be right there on this border? Why are y'all keep inching right up to the Russian border with NATO and stuff? I mean, you don't think that would bother him? Maybe he would have stayed put if y'all would have went ahead and worked that out and guaranteed that y'all wouldn't be trying to push this agenda. But it's not just with Russia. We got our hands in African countries, Arab countries. We're always meddling. And it ain't meddling for a good reason, especially when you see us pushing gender ideology in countries who they're not on that. Only European countries and us are on that. You go to Arab countries, no, we don't want that here. None of that. You go to African countries, no, we do not want that in Africa. You can go to Asian countries, no, not over here in China. Japan, no. They don't want that mess. Only us. Always trying to push this mess. It ain't just we're going to help you out. It's going to come with attachments. We're here for humanitarian issues and reasons and stuff. By the way, you'll get this money if you focus on your human rights. What do you mean human rights? The transgender and the gay right. No. Keep your money. Go. Take it and go. People don't want that mess. So here she is talking about how Putin interferes in all these other countries. And stuff. We've been destabilizing countries, not him.
And he has determined that he can do two things simultaneously.
Oh, God.
He can try to continue to damage and divide us internally. And he
says the woman who divided us and damaged us internally. That's what we are being destroyed by. Internal conflict because of these Marxist conflict theory people right here. They're the ones doing that. This is the woman who called half the country deplorables. This is the woman who faked a Russia collusion narrative, paid for it, knowing it was corrupt and it was a lie, knowing it would cripple Trump's 4 years in office, created this big old dang on investigation, taxpayers' dollars, divided the country, and still to this day, she have not admitted that, that was all me. And neither is the woman sitting across from her. And here she's talking about divided us, and Democrats are masters at dividing us internally. They will continue to do that until the whole country is California, until the whole country is straight Seattle, until everybody is straight in obedience to their policies and their agenda and their ideology. But if there's one person left with some sanity, they would divide everybody against that one person. They would take out a full-blown campaign just to get one. They can't leave not one person running around talking about, there's still only two genders. They can't leave not one person running around talking about 9-month abortion. Man, that's crazy. They can't leave not one person running around talking about, whoa, wait a minute. Man, these borders are not secure. They look open to me. They can't leave nobody running around like that. They want 100% complicity. There it is. Now, let's finish with crooked.
Good at it. And sadly, he has a lot of apologists and enablers in our own country, people who either don't see the danger or dismiss it out of hand, or maybe agree with some of the positions he's taken on certain things, including his barbaric invasion of Ukraine. And so dividing us and then trying to seize territory in such a brutal way to try to expand his reach, to try to restore the Russian Empire, if not the former Soviet Union, that is who he is.
No, that's who you are. You dirty, nasty, would not. Man, if there was ever a real witch, her and Nancy, man, her and Nasty Pelosi are just 100% sociopathic, antisocial disorder witches. I mean, it's crazy how much evil leaks off of her, but she got the slick, oily tongue, and she's covered by the media constantly to try to make her seem civil, refined. Everybody, this is Secretary Clinton. She's accomplished so much of evil. That's what this woman has done. She has trails and trails of evilness all behind her and Bill. She's eviler than Bill. I mean, it's very hard to find somebody in politics that is more evil than Hillary Clinton and left so much collateral damage throughout her whole career as a politician. She is on a whole nother level of evil, man. So here she is talking about, if we don't agree with the Ukraine thing, then, we're dividing the country. We've been manipulated. We don't see the danger. No, what I see is the danger of us going into a nuclear war against Putin. That's what I see. Do you think if we keep Putin and farting around with Putin and using Ukraine for our proxy war, you think that at some point he won't say, my back's up against the wall? They're getting too farly involved into my stuff right here. Now, it's no longer I'm just dealing with Ukraine. They're inching up constantly, giving more weapons, trying to slide in some troops and additional. At some point, we could step on a landmine. And then all of a sudden, we done got drug into something that we should have never been involved in. And yet here she is talking about they don't see the danger. And I don't see no danger in what Putin is doing in regards to us. How about this? How about bring some of that money back home, get our military stuff back home, leave the little midget running around talking about, we want more money. Everybody must give Ukraine more money. Send your children to Ukraine to fight it. No. How about you let these two work that deal out somehow? It's going to have to be some concessions, but nonetheless, get our big fat noses out of there and bring our money back here. Shouldn't have never been over there. Dang on it.
Why is it that we have a president of the United States that rejects America?
Now, see, we just saw the blue commentary. Now we're hearing from a red commentary before the game, pregame.
And a Democrat Party that rejects America. Why do we have people who are destroying our justice system, our legal system, destroying our border, our economic system, brainwashing our children? Because evil exists. Even those of you.
And we just saw it. We saw evil personified just a second ago. See, Vladimir Putin, and I'm going, woo, you see all that evil steaming off of her, leaking off of her, running out of her nose. So now the great one has to come back as a commentator and combat the evil commentary that just came out of the red team. Okay, so now he's talking about evil. He could substitute the word evil for crooked Hillary. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and hear his deep philosophical take on evil versus liberty.
You who may not be too religious or into faith very much, every now and then you ought to crack open the Bible. It answers that question. Why evil and why so much evil? And I've explained it from my perspective. Liberty enables tyranny. That's not the purpose of liberty.
Wait a minute. Oh, Mark. Now, this is some intellectual stimulation unlike what we just heard. Y'all hear this man about to blow our mind with this commentary? He said, liberty. Wait, what is it? He said, liberty. Let me see. I want to make sure I get him right. Liberty what? What the? How'd I get way back there? Okay, here we go. All right. I don't want to see crooked no more. Get rid of crooked. Here we go.
Is.
Crooked?
Even those of you who may not be too religious or into faith very much, every now and then you ought to crack open the Bible. It answers that question. Why evil? Why so much evil? Okay. And I've explained it from my perspective. Liberty enables tyranny.
Liberty enables tyranny. So liberty is freedom. But with freedom, there's always a risk. So the question is, he's saying, if people abuse their freedom, because everybody is entitled to freedom. You can abuse it. You have the choice to be evil. You have the choice to be good. You have a choice to not rob banks, not loot, not shoot, not do stupid stuff. You have the choice to purchase a weapon and not go out on a shooting spree. You have the choice not to do that. You see most people in society conducting themselves and enjoying their liberty. Okay. But I would not sacrifice our liberty because I want to say, well, with this liberty, people might abuse it, so we should go ahead and get rid of liberty. No, we got to keep liberty. But what keeps folks from abusing their liberty is a society that has a moral compass and can look at somebody who've abused their liberty or somebody else's freedoms and all condemn it and also punish it. So these folks that we're looking at right now in regards to the Democrats and some others, even some rhinos, for whatever reason, they now become the evil. And here's Mark's solution on how to handle it.
That's not the purpose of liberty. But if you're free to do some very evil things until you're stopped. If you're stopped. This has been a puzzle for humanity that cannot be and has never been solved. How do you have maximum freedom without giving maximum freedom to evil people?
So the rope-a-dope.
That's beautiful. So the moral of what Mark was saying is that, yeah, we're not like the Democrats. We're not sitting back going, you know what? We're going to go ahead and censor. We're going to go ahead and take everybody's guns. We're going to go ahead and do all of these things, because it threatens our power. See, no, we're not about trying to restrict or take away anybody's liberties. We're saying we will judge people individually on their choices. When you go too far with your liberty, then you get judged and not the collective group of people. But right now, we got a small group of people who are trying to implement tyranny, and they will continue until they are stopped. Now, the question becomes, who will stop them? If we, the people, for whatever reason, just say, well, even though we're the masses, even though we're the majority, these people are our leaders and they got the power, so we might as well just go ahead and line up and say, it's always amazing to me how the masses always forget that they have the power. The small group of people who are implementing whatever type of tyranny, control, evilness, whatever. It always blows my mind when I say, how is it that millions of people are saying there's 3 people up there, they're so tough, they're so whatever, that we can't stand up against them. We can't stand up against them. And I say, good grief. They done psychologically messed you up that much to where you look at millions of us voters and stuff and say, well, they do whatever they do up there on Capitol Hill. It's greater than us. The people need to come out in big numbers, and the people need to also strategize on how to deal with these evil actors in a legal, constitutional way, the best we can, instead of allowing them to continue with their tyranny. That's what Mark is saying. So until people actually stand up and stop it, you think they're going to stop themselves? No. Now, we got some pre-game, commentary coming out of Jesse. All right, so he's going to get set the scene for the night's game. Here we go.
Is over. Trump's right square in the middle of the ring now. And COVID can't save Biden. This is the fight. This MAGA threat, come on, we know the drill. This is how Biden's framing the election. He's going to make it about democracy, character, and recovery.
Jesse's pregame analysis is beautiful. You hear Jesse out here? Like, all right, I think, you know what I think? I think that they're going to come out today, the Biden administration, and their game plan is going to be able to, try to paint Trump and paint the Republicans as ultra MAGA, extremists, racists, white nationalists, xenophobes, homophobes, xenophobes, and phomophobes, and all of that stuff. And the democracy and the integrity of the country and the fabric of our... That's all. Because surely he can't come out and talk about his raggedy record. So, Jesse, let's finish hearing about your pregame analysis.
And Trump wants the election to be about revenge, wages, and saving civilization. But the Democrats and the media will blast voters with a fire hose of lies.
And no doubt about it, our border is secure.
What?
Bidenomics has worked so well.
Wages continue to grow faster than inflation.
More than 12,000 pages of bank records and 2,000 suspicious activity reports. None of it links to Joe Biden.
That right there is amazing. Did y'all just hear those litany of lies? That was a whole line of lies. Whole line of it, man. So, apparently, according to the liberals, all the things you just heard is true and not the opposite of what reality is. Okay? See, because I'm sitting there going, everything y'all just said, I'm going, that seems the opposite of what reality is. You said the border's secure, but I see millions of people coming. Man, you said inflation is down, but grocery prices and everything else is up. I don't understand. You said no evidence, and yet we're about to find out how much evidence is out there. So finish your pregame analysis, Jesse.
Lying works. It's how Biden won the last election.
Oh, so
It's
that's the
only way
strategy,
they win.
to come in and lie?
Checking accounts are getting whacked. The stock market's flat. Mortgage rates near 8%. Rent, insurance, gas, food. Folks are getting hammered. The media mind games will be off the charts. The wild card is Biden falling. If he falls again, it's Newsom's shot. They haven't pulled the ripcord yet, but Newsom's a threat. And it triggers an identity politics circular firing squad on the left if that happens, that the Democrat Party cannot survive. Wow. So take a...
Well, Jesse, I have to agree with you on that. As I've been observing the it does seem that their whole strategy is to come out, gaslight and manipulate and lie to the people and use their resources from the fake news to help them do it. So we shall see. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff. I can't wait to see this game. It's going to be a fun game, and it's going to be hard hitting. But back to you, Jesse.
Take a look at Trump. That Joe Biden, that corrupt vulture, preying on the heart and soul of middle-class America while his family gets paid. That framing right there is what won him in 2016 and is the ticket this time. I don't see any way Joe Biden defends that.
And I have to agree with Jesse on that one. If Trump sticks to what got him there in the first place without the blue team cheating and the refs interfering and all of that, he should smash Joe Biden's face. The red team should come out completely victorious. So now, anyway, I didn't want to interrupt, but let's get to your guest, Jesse.
First of all, Jesse, you're right. President Donald Trump has painted a very powerful picture, a very impactful picture about what is really happening and who he's running against here. You also answered it earlier about how Joe Biden is going to try to counter that is through continuing to lie. And that's what I saw in this speech that he gave today was two things. Number one, how little he really thinks of democracy and how little he thinks of us, the American people, that we will sit there and continue to buy this lie that he is committed to democracy when he is doing the exact opposite. So my message to President Joe Biden is if you want to tell us you're committed to democracy, show us. And here's three things you can do right now.
Give it to us.
Number one, let the American people decide who they want to be our next president, commander in chief by stopping all of your efforts to get Donald Trump off the ballot. Number two, stop demonizing half of the American people as extremists just because they're supporting your political opponent. And number
unlike Crooked just said that Putin continued to divide us. No, it's the Democrat Party who is coming out saying these ultra MAGA, ultra MAGA extremists. These are the people who are dividing the country. So she's on to something, y'all. She's laying down a wonderful strategy. This is her personal, commentary. It's her take on the night's game and what people have to do to win and be successful. Let's continue.
three, apologize to the American people and stop all of your efforts to try to censor the voices of those who say things that you don't want to hear.
Man, that'll never happen. Well, guys, we better go ahead. We're about 2 minutes out from kickoff. Let's hear from the coaches from both teams. Okay, see if we can get a take on how they're feeling and their prediction concerning tonight's game. Okay, starting off with the coach.
For decades, you've watched rotten and crooked politicians like Biden treat American jobs as disposable and American workers as expendable. They sat back and got rich by taking bribes to let other countries rape and pillage our jobs and our wealth. That's what happened. Joe Biden claims to be the most pro-union president in history. Nonsense. Think of it. His entire career, just think of it. His entire career has been an act of economic treason and union destruction. But crooked.
Wow, I tell you, man, listening to the coach of the red team, he sounds like he's on fire. Man, he's really reading everything about the blue team's head coach. Those are powerful words. I'm interested in seeing on and how the blue team's coach responds. Woo, let's go back to the Donald Trump here, who's the coach of the red team.
Look at Joe Biden is back like a wretched old vulture trying to finish off his prey. Joe Biden came to Michigan to pose for photos at the picket line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
But it's
supposed
his
to be neutral.
policies that send Michigan auto workers to the unemployment line. Biden's mandate isn't a government regulation. It's a government.
Wait a minute. Actually, I hate to interrupt that commentary right there, but I just thought of something, Jim. Now, this man has a point. Just a couple of days ago, Joe Biden interrupted his whole schedule and made an emergency visit right up to Michigan with those union workers. And yet, somehow, he can't seem to make it to Ohio. Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Remember a couple weeks ago when they asked him, can he come up here to Ohio from, concerning the train wreck? And, I've been meaning to come, but things been busy. Ain't been able to make it. All the vacationing and hanging out on the beach is just too much. Stuff like that. Falling down and tripping and riding bikes and all of that stuff. But now when Trump goes up there, this man, they put together a visit just like that. Just like that. Now that just goes to show the Democrats are full of doo-doo. Sorry, that was a side thought. I was like, yeah, how'd he do that? But he ain't made it up here to East Palestine yet? Okay.
Assassination of your jobs and of your industry. The auto industry is being assassinated. Under a Trump administration, gasoline engines will be allowed. And sex changes for children will be banned. Is that okay? But it was.
I must say, he makes a pretty good argument, man. I mean, it sounds like he got all of his people ready to go. They're all pumped up. You hear them in the locker room cheering, and they're rowdy. And frankly, if I was still able to play, I think I'd join that team right there. Definitely. Let's continue.
It was the men and women who got every single day. They got up and came back home with grease on their hands, and they were the ones that paid the price. They paid a big, big price. The only time Joe Biden has ever gotten his hands dirty is when he's taking cash from foreign countries, which is quite often, actually.
Wow, shots fired. Here we are about 1 minute out from game time. And the coach of the red team, he's digging into the blue team's coach right there. It's going to be interesting to see how the blue team's coach responds.
Joe Biden only cares about enriching his own family. I care about enriching your family.
What a powerful, inspiring message. I'm pretty sure his players are going to come out fired up. Now, let's go over and see what's happening on the blue squad. Let's check out their head coach. Oh, Roach. I'm sorry. Roach.
This MAGA threat is a threat to the brick and mortar of our democratic institutions. But it's also a threat to the character of our nation. In Europe, the NATO meeting, I sat down. It was in January, after being elected. The late January, early February.
I'm sorry. Has their coach suffered a brain trauma? Is he taking one too many shots to his helmet? I seem to can't understand a word he's saying, and neither does he. Wow, it sounds like a whole bunch of mumble jumble. Back to you guys in the studio. Let's finish hearing from their coach.
I made at Gettysburg an inaugural address to the anniversary of June 6th insurrection, January 6th insurrection.
See? There it is. His whole campaign is going to be Trump's evil, Trump's racist, our democracy is at risk, tyranny is on the rise. And we got to save the soul of the country. And the only reason I ran is because of what took place January 6th / what happened down in Charlottesville and all of that. The same rinse and repeat stuff and strategy that they use all the time. That's why I can't feel their coach's strategy. In fact, the coach sounded like he got Dane Bramage. So I don't even understand how he's able to coach the team. But you're going to find out, though, that not only does he have Dane Bramage, but the whole team has it. His whole squad has it. I'm about to show y'all a compare and contrast between fine-tuned athletic machines versus some Pee Wee League squad players. I don't even understand how they made it to the pros. So now, let's finish hearing from their raggedy behind coach.
Oh, I didn't see you all up there. Whoa! Don't jump!
Don't jump! Well, guys, here it is. The game plan.
The Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says he subpoenaed the bank records of the president's son, Hunter Biden, and his brother, James Biden, after a contentious hearing that pit Democrats and Republicans against each other.
That's right. Alexandria Hoff has the latest. Well, good morning, Carly Todd. Congressman Comer has said from the start that the web of wire transfers, shell companies, and accounts is complicated. So 3 subpoenas were issued last night following what turned out to be a rather challenging debut hearing yesterday. House Republicans argued that the president had lied about his involvement in his son's business dealings, that the family got rich by Hunter selling his father's influence.
At least 10 times, Joe Biden lied to the American people that he never spoke to his family about their business dealings.
10 times?
He lied by telling the American people that there was an absolute wall between his official government.
So now I'm just wondering, after 10 times, actually after 1 or 2 of those lies, at what point do you deduce that, okay, if he's lying about this and he's the president, now, doesn't that mean he's probably dirty all the way through? I mean, what point? At what point is an acceptable amount of lies? All right, there's only 5 times he lied about it, so I'm sure the 6th one is going to be the truth. I'm sure he's not capable of pushing the lies all the way out to 10. So if you got to lie 10 times about your dealings with your son, then guess what that should make you conclude? This man's filthy and dirty. He's corrupt from the rooter to the tutor, and he's using these lies to stay ahead of all of the investigations. He's hoping he could ride it out, maybe get the Democrats back in power somehow, and then escape all of this stuff, because you don't lie 10 times about something that serious where you should be transparent because you're the president and don't want people to think that I'm abusing my power and selling y'all out. That man should have came out and addressed this stuff immediately and showed everybody, here's all the stuff, you want to take a look at it. But no, he comes out, I don't know nothing about my son's dealings. What? You caught me? Now I know a little something about it. Okay, you caught me again. All right, I know a lot about it, but I never was involved in it. Oh, wait, now I was involved in it. The lies just keep coming. And then it's coming out of his players who you're about to see come out and try to defend this mess. But this game strategy right here is tight.
Government duties and his personal life. Let's be clear, there was no wall.
So far, though, evidence has come in the form of testimony from outside experts, and Democrats push to have Rudy Giuliani and Lev Parnas testify, believing that the GOP accusations started with.
Now you hear the Democrat strategy, game strategy. We're going to focus on more lies. We're going to gather around, guys. You know the playbook: lies, hypocrisy, projection, in that order. Now, let's bring up some old people who we can label extremists and conspiracy theorists and Putin puppets. Now, what about Giuliani? Is he done? Is he okay? So let's bring up some Giuliani. Let's bring up some Steve Bannon. People like that. But whatever you do, don't address the fact that Joe Biden is labeled as the big guy. Don't bring up Tony Bobolinsky, who worked with them and verified that I know 100% that Joe Biden is the big guy. Don't bring him up. Don't bring up Devin Archer, who came out and testified about, he made phone calls all the time. He was on the phone while we was having business meetings. Don't bring up all of that stuff. Just go with the lies and just keep saying, no matter how much evidence is out there, you know the lines, guys. Stick with the play. Stick with the play. All right. When they ask questions, just say there's absolutely no evidence tying President Biden to his son's business deals. That's all right. Everybody understand that. Let's see how that works out during the game. Here we go.
If the Republicans had a smoking gun or even a dripping water pistol.
So here's the Dems' lane plan instead of a game plan. Oh, and Rat Skin is growing his poodle back up on top of his head.
they would be presenting it today, but they've got nothing on Joe Biden.
See that play?
All they can do is return to the thoroughly demolished lie that Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump launched 5 years ago, the Burisma conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it kept going back.
Lies on one. Lies on one, okay? Blue 36, blue 36. I didn't do nothing. Lies on one. So here we go.
To Trump for Democrats. But Comer said that evidence reveals that then Vice President Biden spoke, dined, and developed relationships with his family's foreign business associates, who then put millions into his family's accounts.
We have bank wires that show that Biden's took $20 million from foreign nationals in at least 5 different countries. There's overwhelming evidence that Joe Biden was involved in all of these shady business schemes.
Well, I tell you, they better have an airtight game plan to overcome this. I mean, sounds like the Republicans' game plan is airtight. So let me get this straight. They're presenting evidence that shows that they received from 5 different foreign countries. No lumber. They didn't sell no lumber to these countries. No cement. They weren't making wristwatches or nothing like that. It's just, we love the Biden family, so we're going to wire millions of dollars to them. What? Why not? They're good people. Well, I'm a good person. Why aren't they wiring all that money to me? I ain't got no products, though. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't got nothing to give you, though. You know what I'm saying? Just give it to me for no reason. See, because that's exactly what it looks like. And yet you got Democrats out there talking about something. There's absolutely nothing right there that ties that this is not suspicious at all. And I'm going, why would 5 different foreign countries wire you and your family money and you are not selling a product to these people? I need to see the receipt saying on this day, China paid us this much money for this. So let's continue.
That's a problem. Yeah. That's a threat to our national security. And today we rehash and went over all the different items of evidence.
So they're ready for the game.
Subpoenas. We're going to continue to move forward and follow the money.
I like
the
this
House
game
Ways
plan.
and Means Committee also released a document showing an IRS agent's correspondence with the CNN producer who, quote, has an email from Hunter saying he expected all of this stuff to go away when his dad becomes president. Now, that alleged email has not been made public or reviewed at this point.
All right, y'all. So the kickoff has just taken place. It's first down, from our 30-yard line. And what do we start off? Our first play is a short pass to Marjorie Taylor Greene coming out the backfield.
Used his father, Hunter Biden used his father, the Vice President of the United States, to threaten his victim, who he had just trafficked for sex, and the Department of Justice refuses to speak to me. Hunter Biden needs to be held accountable for his sexual exploitation of women, and we've shown more evidence.
Look at that move. Wow. I mean, she's like the Flash. It's unbelievable. Man, as she slid right out the backfield, and the quarterback hit her with a little pop pass, and it looks like she might try to take it to the house. So now she's bringing out all kind of stuff, like photos of women laying all around, left at I guess, laptop shop on the crackhead's laptop.
Shown evidence. This is what it looks like. It is sad that my Democrat colleagues.
Now, wait a minute. She's making progress, but it looks like 2 Democrat defenders are coming in to try to make a tackle. Let's see, because if they can't tackle her, she's taking it to the house.
Pretend to care about women's rights while allowing Hunter Biden to exploit women. This is a shame.
Wow, I think she just shook a booger right out of AOC's nose. Huh. Did you see that? AOC tried to come up and make a lazy tackle, put her head down right into the grass, and all of a sudden I saw a booger fall right out of her nose. Let's continue seeing Marjorie Taylor Greene take this to the house.
Yeah, damn right.
And the crowd goes wild.
Our colleague from Georgia has
wait, the free safety's coming up to try to make a tackle. Rat skin.
Displayed things that are really not suitable for children who might be watching. And
bathing suits not suitable, Mr. Ratkin.
Well, I'm saying I would like the member to be instructed to not.
Now, did you see this lame effort by that raggedy free safety? I don't even know what kind of technique that was. This guy had the nerve to come up and say, point of order, to scratching that mop on top of his head. The children, first of all, what children watches this? I mean, this isn't back in 1975 when you had one TV in the house with the bunny ears and your dad watched everything. You had to watch whatever your dad watched. Sitting there watching C-SPAN, 60 Minutes, all of that mess. Dad, can I watch Bugs Bunny? Nope. Madder than a mug. So this guy's talking about something now. There might be children watching, but isn't it strange how the Democrats grow a conscience when they think they could use something to save their butts? Because see, just like all of those school boards that are okay with kids looking at certain pictures in the classroom, certain content in those books, and when the parents come in and read that stuff out loud to them, all of a sudden they grow a conscience. We got to stop you there. You can't come in here and read that stuff. Oh, well, I can read it to the kids. You're okay with the kids listening to this and seeing these pictures, but then all of a sudden when I come and shove it down your face, all of a sudden well, that's too dirty for me. I don't want to hear that. Well, if it's too dirty for you, then it should be too dirty for the kids. But now all of a sudden, the same people who are okay with drag queen story time, allowing people to drag their kids into drag shows, same people who are okay with all kind of books that push sexual explicit material and ideology. Now, this man's talking about the kids might be watching C-SPAN, I guess, and I might see these pictures. No. The grown-ups might see these pictures and realize you're dealing with a dirtbag. Hunter Biden / crackhead is a dirtbag along with his daddy. And you're going to use the kid narrative to try to cover up for the dirtbag.
Introduce any pornography today, at least without running into
A
the chair
bathing
first.
suit is not pornography.
Well, we
Mr.
can't see it
Raskin.
from down there, so you didn't make it available to the minority before you started.
It before. It's
Okay.
it's on the internet. It's everywhere.
She is shaking him out of her boots completely. I think his feet are still on the 50-yard line. He broke both ankles. So here he come up to try to make that lazy tackle, talking about something. I'm going to make the kid tackle. Here we go. I'm going for it. I order the kids and then. So she had to shake him. Now she's off to the races. But wait a minute. AOC recovered a little bit from that booger falling out of her nose. And now she's back on the pursuit of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's see if she catches her before she hits the end zone.
And you are submitting a naked woman's body.
This is a bathing suit. This is a bathing suit.
And it has not been clear before this committee.
Glasses on. Do you wear them or not? It's a
I have
bathing
contacts
suit.
in. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, and she ends with a stiff arm right into the end zone. AOC thought she had hope for a second, and as she lunged to grab her right before she crossed the finish line, she stiff armed her right in the face. There you go. So it looks like the red team is up 7-0. Now all of a sudden they got the ball back for an onside kick, and the quarterback Jim Jordan has the ball. Let's see what he does with it.
Dad. That's what we're investigating. That's one of the three things Professor Turley talked about, the influence peddling scheme. I want to go to those three things, Professor Turley. False statements, influence peddling scheme, and Joe Biden might have benefited. Let's do the third one first. Is a benefit to your family, can a benefit to your family be a benefit to you?
It is. There's been repeated statements that you need to show that President Biden accepted direct money in order for this to constitute a benefit, even under criminal cases that deal with bribery, extortion, the Hobbs Act. The courts actually have rejected that. They've said that money going to family members is in fact a benefit. And I don't really see any legal basis for that. Obviously, the strongest case is if you have a direct payment. But
Now, did you see that quarterback throw that pass? He is on fire tonight. Jim Jordan is hot, man. That's right. So he's looking for receivers, and he's just dropping 5-10 yards here and there. He's crisp. See, now, remember, guys, this whole analogy illustration is all to show the contrast between how real investigations should be ran, how serious investigators should conduct themselves, how logic and reason should trump emotion and stupidity. See, so now if we were recruiting for a squad, if we were out there at the combine watching all the players, these players versus the Democrats that we saw when they were doing their investigations with a whole bunch of stupid stuff, no evidence, a whole bunch of embellishing, a whole bunch of distortion of pictures. They did all kinds of bringing in false witnesses. goes to show the quality of players on the blue team. And that's across the cities, across the states, up there on the Capitol. Their players suck. It's unbelievable that their fans still remain loyal to that team. At some point, you got to say, my team sucks and I'm leaving. They can't score a touchdown. They can't kick a field goal. They can't take a snap. They can't catch a ball. They suck. So now Jim Jordan is picking them apart, our quarterback right now, and they can't do nothing to stop it. Just drop this pass to Twirly. Let's see what he does with it.
Idea that you can have millions going to a politician's family and that's not a benefit, I think is pretty fallacious.
85-yard TD. So now we're up by 14-0. This game could get out of control unless the blue team does something to stop it. Oh, wait, what's this?
This is a text message between Hunter Biden.
Oh, the extra point. Extra point about to be kicked by, who is this lady? Mace. So Mace comes in for the extra point. Let's see how she does.
And Gong Wendong, an agent of CEFC. Hunter says, my uncle will be here with his brother, in all caps, who would like to say hello to the chairman. He goes on, Jim's brother, if he's coming, wants to say hello. His uncle's brother.
That was a beautiful snap. Laces are out. Now, what she's about to do is beautiful. Fake the punt. The field goal. She's about to fake the field goal, rather. So what she's doing now is setting them all up. They done snapped the ball. Boom. Laces out. Set down. Okay. But instead of kicking it, she's about to take it and run it in for touchdown. Okay, for an extra point, 2-pointer. Because she's going to belittle the heck out of these dummies and show, if people got common sense, just how ridiculous and how unprofessional, how disingenuous, how stupid these Democrats are. She got to dummy it down. As all out there with their game plan, talking about the game plan is no evidence, right? Okay, everybody got that on one? No evidence. So now watch her belittle their intelligence by breaking it down like they're kids.
I wonder who that could be. I can't quite figure it out.
Yeah.
Hunter puts brother in all caps, and it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. But since I'm not always dealing with geniuses, and Washington, D.C. has been illustrated today, I'll spell it out. The brother of Hunter's uncle, Jim, is Joe Biden.
Yeah. See, she went to that Kamala Harris type explanation. Ukraine is a country, and Europe and basically Russia is a bigger country that invaded Ukraine, and that's not nice. That's not nice. See, so now she has to do that so that these willful, ignorant idiots who are pretending like there's no evidence could sit back and go, ooh, see, now I got to come out here and try to act like all of this evidence that's being shoved down my throat is not evidence. I got to go ahead and allow myself to be dumb. That's what I got to do, which you'll see most of them are dumb. But this is their defense strategy. This is what they're doing. Their whole defense, their whole game plan is no evidence. So now she got to spell it out. Okay, pictures. This is creepy. All right, here's the crackhead. Creepy is the father of the crackhead. The crackhead received lots of ching, 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 ching. Okay, and then the crackhead said things in emails and on TikTok and every other platform that incriminates creepy. So I gotta dummy it down for him. So now here she is hitting him with this is called dummy it down on one. Dummy it down on one. We're not kicking a field goal. We're gonna go with the dummy it down on one.
Why was Hunter so secretive about his father? I'm going to tell you why. It's because Joe Biden didn't want the American people to know he and his family were getting paid millions and millions of dollars from a company closely tied to the Chinese Communist Party. CEFC knew paying Biden family members was bad, so they covered it up. Hunter knew Joe Biden hanging out with CCP businessmen would be a bad look, so he tried to pull a genius move on us with this whole my uncle's brother bullshit.
So now we went ahead and went up on them some more. So now these Democrats got to sit over there and listen to her, read it like it's a storybook with pop-up pictures, because obviously they can't get it. They're not able to understand. Now, I don't want a player like that on my team. I'm all on the red team right about now. Our players look sharp. They did their research. They come up with the playbook. They got a game plan, everything. These dudes drawing it up in the sand. I'm surprised they ain't out there with a big old fat stick or something drawing it up. All right, here, rat skin, you're going to go 5 and a cross, okay, on their hand. All right, okay. AOC, I just want you to wander around somewhere right there. Just don't bump into anybody, okay? All right, then we're going to go with drawing it up on their hand. So now, what is this? We're up 14-0. Should be more than that. All right, ooh, here we go, y'all. Wait a minute, because something else about to happen.
Bullshit.
Oh, 14, okay, all right. Let's see. Oh, handoff to our fullback. All right, now listen. All right, let's get physical with these people, okay? Jim Jordan had to come out and say, all right, bring in the bull. You know who it is. Bring in the bull. We're running it straight down their throat. All right, bald head and all. Man don't even need a helmet. His head is the helmet. You know who I'm talking about. Higgy, baby. Higgy. Running straight down their throat, Higgy.
An IRS investigator. Political figure one is not a pseudonym created by Republicans or Democrats. Political figure one is President Biden, is Joe Biden. Leslie Wolf, as a priority, someone needs to redraft Attachment B. There should be nothing about political figure one in here. This is a response to an email delivered by Joshua Wilson, FBI agent, that said, please see the attached draft for Blue Star search warrant. Blue Star Strategies is a longtime Democrat lobbying firm that Hunter Biden used to put pressure on U.S. government officials to end the investigation and protect Burisma. The Department of Justice.
Higgy, his style ain't smooth. He ain't out there trying to look sweet. He is a punch you in the mouth, shove it right down your throat type player. Higgy ain't running. He ain't hit a move. He ain't trying to juke nobody. He's looking for trouble. People he could run around and avoid. He don't even want to do that. He could avoid him, but nah, not Higgy. Higgy want to run right through him. I see you. I see you up there, and I'm coming your way. I'm coming out of my way to come your way. That's what Higgy's doing. So now what he's talking about is those FBI forms that they had from their informant that showed Joe Biden was on a telephone call, talking about his corrupt dealings. But the FBI, for some reason, won't turn it over. They won't turn it over, and I don't understand why. Nobody does, except for they're corrupt. So Higgy is going straight down their throat with this. And you tell me somebody that, you know what, there's no evidence. You got an informant with a document saying that Joe Biden bribed a foreign leader, and the Democrats are still sticking with the playbook. All right, remember, I don't care, guys, how much we're losing by. I don't care how embarrassed we look out here on the field. We're going to stick with the game plan. There's no evidence on one. So now Higgy got to run everybody on the team over. All 11 players got ran over.
Was investigating Blue Star for these activities and allowed to retroactively register as a foreign agent. Today, no one has been held accountable at Blue Star. That happened during 2020, just months before your presidential election, America.
Get him, Higgy.
Be very concerned about this.
Higgy, he was like the old school cartoon with my man Charlie Brown, when they used to run with the football and the arms straight out like this. Dun, 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 dun. Higgy just ran over he carried all 11 players on his back straight into end zone for 40 yards. Beautiful, Higgy. Come over here and get some water, take a break, have a seat right there. We're going to go ahead and go with some more finesse. All right, so we're about to kick the ball off to the Dems. Let's see. This is their first time with the ball, y'all. Let's see what they do. So we kicked it off to them. Let's see what they got, baby. See what they got.
Entire fake impeachment.
Wait, what's this? What's these? Some young man named Maxwell Frost. I'll just call him Jack Frost. So now we got Jack Frost. He catches it, and he's about to go ahead and do a kickoff return. He should have just downed it in the end zone, but no, he wants to run it out. Let's see what happens.
Inquiry isn't about the United States. It's about Hunter Biden. And the only thing the president can be guilty of here is being a father.
Holy moly. Did you see that hit? He just got his whole face mask knocked completely off. Is he even alive? That was a brutal beating that he gave himself. Man, no one even touched him. How'd he get his face mask knocked off? This man just had the nerve to get out there. And this is what the Democrats are producing right here. These are their well thought out arguments. This is their opposition to all of the evidence we just heard. Remember, deny, and then all of a sudden lie, and then come in with, he's a good father. That's their play. You're telling me, all right, they huddled up. All right, first time we're getting the ball, guys. We're going with Creepy's good father on one. We're going with Creepy's a good father. Hey, Jack Frost, hold on to the ball, okay? This is all on you, man. Ready, break. And Jack Frost delivered that garbage of a performance. So now he's saying the only thing Joe Biden is guilty of. Now this right here should hold up in court, y'all. This goes to show the professionalism of the Democrat Party.
This entire fake impeachment inquiry isn't about the United States. It's about Hunter Biden. And the only thing the president can be guilty of here is being a father.
Can you believe they put that in their playbook? And this play right here on their squad is not the only one that's going to use that play. They're going to try to bring that play back up again. They saw it didn't work right there. The whole stands is booing because they're like, man, that's a play? Their squad should be embarrassed. What's this? Didn't turn my phone off. It's in the other room. Oh, well, it'll ring until it cut off. But my point is this. Their fan base should be going crazy. Dude, we can't keep running those raggedy plays. So you telling me that strategy is just to say, forget the evidence, forget all of the stuff that we have and the stuff that they're presenting and all the rationale and the logic and all in the common sense. We want y'all to overlook all of that because the only thing Joe Biden is guilty of is being a good father. They actually ran that play. So now let's see, because we're about to bring in our star running back, y'all. You know who I'm talking about, Byron Donalds. All right, everybody huddle up. Give it to Byron to kill everybody on one. This is called Kill Everybody on One. Ready, break.
Mr. Dubinsky, I want to come to you quickly. A lot of talk about evidence. On the screens in the room, we have an organizational chart from the IRS investigative team that was looking into the business practices of Hunter Biden and his associates. This org chart is from 2014. When I first saw this chart, the first thing I thought about was a real estate holding company or a developer. And this is not to demean developers in the great East State of America, but developers typically have multiple companies that float with various business interests and business lines. But the funny thing is that in the business dealings of Hunter Biden, there is no real estate. None
of Y'all see him come out of that backfield like a grown man. So now Byron's coming out since all of these scrawny other players on the blue squad seem to, stick with the one play. I don't know evidence. After hearing this and watching this performance, this man's about to break a record. Eric Dickerson, you better watch out. He's coming for your single game record. So now Byron Donalds just came out and said, now look, you would think all of these companies belong to some people who own a whole bunch of properties and stuff like that. But the strange part about it, since the Democrats and their squad seem to not have brains, the Bidens don't own that stuff. They don't do any of the things that normal, models like this, they don't do any of that stuff. So then whatever could it be, ladies and gentlemen? Whatever could it be? So now go ahead and finish running everybody on the team over.
at all. So, Mr. Dubinsky, in your professional experience, looking at this organizational chart of business structure, what do you see here?
I see a very complicated structure of entities that are interrelated and would give me concern. If I were an investigator, I would want to know what's going on in these entities, who's behind them, how's the money moving between them, and what is the substance of the transactions? What's really going on here?
Mr. Dubinsky, do you think it's in the interest of this committee that is now in an inquiry phase to actually find out all of the flow of money between these entities and what the purpose was?
Absolutely.
Next slide, please. Wow. This is the WhatsApp.
Wow, I tell you, man, this is a phenomenal player, man. He's new to the league, but boy, I tell you, I mean, he can do it all. I mean, he comes out the backfield, he can catch, he can block, and sure can run the ball, that's for sure. Right down the blue team's throats. So now he came out in the first two plays. It looks like he established some very, important points. Okay. These things that are obvious red flags should make any investigator say, that's odd. The key to being an investigator is when you see one crumb, the thing is you check and see where the rest of the crumbs lead to. Don't sit back and see one drop of blood and go, at that, the blood came out the ceiling, it's right there. Where's the rest of the blood? You'll find another drop there. Keep going. At the end of the day, you'll find out where the body is. But the Democrats says no scintilla, no scintilla. So let's see what this young player continues to do. Because right now, he's just running up and down the field, man, like Bo Jackson back there when we used to play Tecmo Bowl. Let's continue.
Text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. In his text message, it clearly says, anyway, we can talk later, but you've been drawn into something purely for the purpose of protecting dad.
Now, what could that
between
mean?
Hunter Biden and Jim Biden. Last time I checked, the father of Jim Biden and Joe Biden is now passed away. So I'm assuming this is Hunter Biden saying to Jim Biden, the president's brother, that you've been brought in this for the sole purpose of protecting dad. Ms. O'Connor, do you think that this text message would lead this committee to get further information about the business dealings of Hunter Biden and how that actually links to Jim Biden, the president's brother, and why they are so concerned with protecting dad, a.k.a. Joe Biden, a.k.a. the president of the United States?
A.k.a. the big guy, a.k.a. creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. Yeah, that guy right there. So now, all of these rational questions. Now, see, this is what the Democrats have to contend with. Pretending to be professional, pretending to be educated and wise. For you to be a leader and you can't put these context clues together, why are you a leader? If you're supposed to be a law, person, you're supposed to be a lawyer or you was a judge at some point, whatever you were, with the exception of AOC and some of the other squad members. But whatever you were, most of these people have some background in law or whatever. That means you should have the ability to assess scenarios and evidence and say, this is circumstantial evidence right here. But for some reason, they're blissfully ignorant to all of these beautiful, beautiful plays right now being done by Donaldson. He's laying it out, man. So let's finish hearing how he embarrasses and really highlights how willfully ignorant the Democrat, or should I say the blue team is. While these professionals right here are going, yeah, that was a great play. Here we go.
Yes.
Thank you. Next slide, please. This is a text message between Hunter Biden and Naomi Biden. And this one's a famous one. Everybody knows this one. This is a famous one that says, I hope you all do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry. Unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary.
Well, see, the Democrat mind would be like, but that does not show anything that Hunter was talking about when he opened up his first ice cream stand when he was 9. He was selling chocolate chip. And Joe Biden he came and at that moment, he did realize he likes chocolate chip. And from that moment, he's been eating half of Hunter Biden's chocolate chip from his chocolate chip stand. That's what he's referring to right there. That's what they would do. That's how crazy their excuses are when it comes to this guy. So now we all just read that and said, that's obvious right there. He's paying for the whole family. He's the proxy. He's the guy he's the bad guy for the whole family. Then he goes on and makes a dumber statement by saying, I hope dad don't do what he did to me by making me beat me for half of my salary. Well, if he's making you pay him half his salary, where's the salary? We need to see. You don't just say stuff like this. You got to understand, this is how crazy it is for the Democrats to be trying to defend this stuff. So now who, for whatever reason, gets on a text message or whatever with his daughter, sister, whomever, I don't know what this woman is, and then clues that dad makes me pay. 1, I've been paying for the whole family for 30 years. 2, dad makes me pay him half my salary. That is not a random joke. That is not a random question statement or nothing like that. You don't joke about that. There's no follow-up. There's no LOL or nothing like that. Nothing. So that means that is a true statement. The man was emotional. it sounds to me in the context of that is he's upset about it. So now you don't think we need to find out, well, wait, why were you paying your dad half your salary? And where was your salary coming from? Oh, it was coming from Ukraine. It was coming from China. It was coming from all these other countries. So you're telling me then if your salary was coming from all of them and you were paying Joe half your salary, then that must mean Joe is getting half of the corrupt money that you're getting. See how I put that mess together? I want to be drafted onto the red team. I think I can still play, y'all.
To Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this in a potential money laundering operation or potential pay-for-play operation, would you be looking for information related to money going from son to father?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Next slide.
But not the Democrats. What? Can't see nothing. Yeah, there it is. And so we're smart. We're able to run a country. Where's my nerd glasses? I'll find them later. But yeah, they're supposed to be smart and can run a country, but can't put these things together. All the other people they're asking, absolutely. That's like a no-brainer. But you'll get rat skin, AOC, all of them out there about that. This is a witch hunt. This is no circumstantial evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one is from 2018. This is about 4 months before Joe Biden launched his campaign for president of the United States. December 2018. The highlight is, this is a text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was in a bad way, by the way. He was really strung out. He lost a bunch of money. He needed help. Jim Biden says, this can work. You need a safe harbor. I can work with your father alone. It'll probably take several months and everybody can read the text. Miss O'Connor, Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this between the president's brother and the president's son, wouldn't you be concerned about them trying to give plausible deniability for the president of the United States to not have any knowledge of said business dealings?
Well, no. See, obviously this text is them pretending to rehearse a skit from Star Wars. I can work with your father. Crackhead, I am your father. That's what they were doing. They were rewriting the Star Wars script where instead of Darth Vader, it's now going to be called Creepy. And then Luke will be called the Crackhead. And that's what they were talking about. And then Obi-Wan is going to now be played by Biden's brother. That's what that was. It was a skit that they were doing over text. That's what it is. Next, any questions? That's the Democrat brain. See, that's how much I can belittle their responses and their intelligence because they're sitting up here trying to play dumb. So I got to go ahead and believe them.
It's worth. Gentlemen's time's expired, but please answer the question.
It's worth investigating.
Mr. Dubinsky?
I would agree. I would investigate this.
I yield back.
Thank you. So wait a minute, y'all. Bubble One came up to try to stop our number one running back. Now she's a flyweight. She's weighing in at about 106 pounds, soaking wet with equipment on. And now you got a big busky man coming around that corner. Now he done just ran for about 200 yards. Here come AOC coming up to try to make a tackle. Let's see how successful she is as she lays that potato chip shell right on his big fat man thigh and try to make a tackle.
Direct testimony of the 4 individual witnesses here today are the bona fide words that this committee must use in order to proceed or substantiate an investigation. And I want to emphasize why that's important. Earlier today,
this is the best they got. This is the best the blue team can send out. All of you blue team fans, this is the best that they got. You think y'all gonna ever win a Super Bowl without cheating? No, it's impossible. Your players suck. So now, after Byron Donalds lays all of that out, they're like, all right, AOC, you're in. You got to stop this guy. He just dropped all kind of evidence and facts and all that stuff. You got to make this tackle. It's all on you, AOC. I'm on it. The actress, the waitress, the bubblehead, Bubble One. So let's see what she does to try to stop him because he just laid it all out for her.
one of our colleagues, a gentleman from Florida, presented up on this screen something that appeared to be a screenshot of a text message containing or insinuating an explosive allegation.
Oh, you own something.
That screenshot of what appeared to be a text message was a fabricated image.
What? She was more like a doodle queen on a movie screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's AOC. She's bubblehead #1. That's right, y'all. Without a doubt, she's just dumb. So now AOC thinks she got him on the ropes, y'all. She like, yeah, I'm taking his knees out with this one, baby. I'm coming up. So now her thing is it was fabricated. Now, when I think of fabricated, I think of completely artificial, fake, completely. Like how they fabricate information about Donald Trump. Where he didn't even say Trump took over the wheel in the beast and he started judo chopping and choking out the Secret Service. And the Secret Service is like, sir, we can't go to shut up. I want to be with my people. Pull this thing over. Turn it around. See, fabricate. That's what they do. So she's claiming those things that Byron Donalds read was fabricated. But listen to the clever words that she uses.
It was a fabricated image. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was the staff of the committee, but it was not the actual direct screenshot from that phone.
That's the best y'all got. Only people who have a lack of common sense and intelligence would fall for that magic trick that she just tried to play, that bluff. She don't want to hit Byron Donalds because he's going to run her completely over. So she's trying to bluff right about now. She don't want no contact. So her butt comes out and says that picture, I don't know where they got it from. Well, they got it from a screenshot off of the original phone. Okay. But notice what she says. Don't know where they got it from. It's fabricated, meaning it's not authentic. It's not the actual phone or device in his hand. Okay. Right there. Here it is. I got the device. Look at the screen there. That's what it says. That's what she's saying, really. But she's trying to make it seem as if the whole context and the wording is all false by saying it's fabricated. We all know it's fabricated. Show me anything that you bring into Congress, whether it be a picture, a slide, a screenshot of something for evidence. Show me any of that is the original. Unless you're in court where you got a gun. All right, here's the actual weapon. There you go. And if you don't have the gun, here's a picture of the gun. But that don't mean, well, hey, how do I know that's a real gun? It's just a picture of the gun. That's how stupid she is and thinks we're stupid.
And in fact, I would like to submit to the committee the actual full context.
Knows what she said, the actual full context. In fact, she thinks she get me, y'all. In fact, I would like to submit to the committee the actual what? The actual phone or whatever device it is? The original phone or device? Is that what you're telling me you're about to submit? Notice how she stopped before she had to make full contact with Byron Donalds. She stopped. In fact, I'm going to come up and make a tag. I'm just playing. Go on, run into the end zone. I don't want no trouble. So now here she is talking about something. In fact, I'm going to submit to you the full context, not the original though, as she just accused him of not submitting the original.
From the Ziegler affidavit number 1, exhibit 402 of the full text of that exchange. Do I have permission from the chair?
She thinks she's doing stuff.
What was brought out from that fabricated image excluded critical context that changed the underlying meaning and allegation that was presented up on that screen by this committee and by members of this committee. Now, they are well within their right to do that because they are covered by the speech and debate clause. This was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath. That was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath. I can't see.
Now, did y'all see that bullcrap? And this is the best players that they're sending out. This is the quality of the Democrat Party. And this is the problem when you focus on identity politics and you bring in players like the black dude we saw coming out talking about, he's a father. He's a good father. bring in the actress AOC, who has the nerve to say Byron Donalds didn't present the original. It's a fabrication. As she comes out with another fabrication, she didn't present the original. Now, I wonder if she even knew it. In her mind, she might be like, this is the original. But I doubt. I know she knows that, hey, I'm doing the same thing as I just accused him of. But I'm going to try to act my way through this, through a lot of emotion, anger, and doing all of this and all of that stuff to hopefully catch bubbleheads like myself slipping. They won't even see that I'm doing exactly what I just accused Byron Donalds of doing. And then they send this unknown raggedy behind player out there. She's new to the league, Miss Crockett. I'll just call her, let me see, what can I call her? I'll give her a everybody gets a nickname here. Let me get back to where I was at. Okay.
Context that changed the underlying meaning and allegation that was presented up on that screen.
How? That's my question. Now, granted, these are just highlights from the game.
By this committee and by members of this committee. Now, they are well within their right.
She thinks she's doing it, man. It's hilarious.
They are covered by the speech and debate clause. This was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath.
Okay.
That was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath. I can't seem to...
Here we go. So, Miss Crockett, I'll just call her Miss Ratchet. There you go. So, there we go. Third stream unknown receiver comes in. Since all their players have been hurt and knocked out, Ms. Ratchet comes in, and she's going to try to go out for a pass and come across the middle. So here we go.
Find the crime, and honestly, no one has testified of what crime they believe.
Well, I found the crime, which is that big old sew-in weave that's hanging down the side of your head. What is this, salt and pepper extension of an asymmetric haircut? At least back in the day when you had the asymmetric, it was kept tight. That asymmetric right there is too asymmetric, man. So what is that? Dang on it. Some horse right now is walking around butt naked, looking for his tail. Somebody see my tail. Some black chick said, hey, I'm late. I got to run in and push some propaganda and my hair ain't dead. Give me your tail. I'll bring it back. Stop looking like that. Snatched that horse's tail, ran up in there and threw it on her head and went to work on the field using that big old fluff puff as a helmet that's about to get knocked off her head with the stupidity.
The president of the United States has committed. But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me.
Oh.
This looks like more evidence of our national secrets.
Go on, girl.
Say on the stage at America.
Best they could provide. Best the Dems got on a squad. I'm telling you right now, if I had to pick a team, I would be like, oh, no, I'm going with Gizmo. Not you. Let's see. Is that a bunny rabbit over there? He looks pretty tough. I'm going with the bunny. So now this chick's out here, loud, emotional, and throwing out all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. All right, talking about in the crapper. Now, notice she's trying to bring up Trump. That's their whole strategy. Bring up Trump, deflect, and then say Biden didn't do nothing, and then they're going to go back to the old way, y'all. He's a father who loves his son.
Mar-a-Lago. When we're talking about somebody that's committed high crimes, it's at least indictments. Let's say 32 counts related to unauthorized retention of national security secrets, 7 counts related to obstructing the investigation, 3 false statements, 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the United States, falsifying business records, conspiracy to defraud the United States, 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings, 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights, 23 counts related to forgery or false documents.
First of all, you need to cut them nails and that big old long puff that's hanging over the side of your head. Coming out them nails look like claws. So not only did she beat a horse for his tail, she stopped by an alligator and ripped off all of his claws and ran up in there. She wrestled a bear all the way to the ground, took his claws and ran up in there talking about some 16 counts of this and this and that and 32 counts of this and that. Now you got alligators and bears and horses all around looking for her. Talking about, you see this chick who stole our nails? Alligators, bears, and horses, oh my. Looking for this chick. My imagination is too crazy. I got to reel it back in. But boy, I tell you, I'm still looking at her and I'm finding some other stuff to talk about right now. Dang on it, because she's ghetto too. She done stole somebody's blackness, the old school blackness in the hood. That's what she done did. Let me tell you something. How'd you get in office? Makes me
Statements,
sick.
8 counts related to soliciting, and I could go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now.
Jeez.
But I will tell you what the president has been guilty.
Oh, nasty attitude. Ghetto as can be, man. That's what you call identity politics. Stick somebody like that on your squad. All right, we're trying to win a championship here, but we got to make sure we meet our quotas. So, all right, the little scrawny, angry, ghetto black girl, come on over here. We need one of those. Let's see what else we need on our team. We need a little softcore, passive black man. Let's bring that guy on the team. We need a Latino actress with a backstory of working as a waitress. Anybody? Oh, wow, you don't even look healthy. Okay, all right. We're never going to win a championship like this. But all right, come on. You're on the team. This is what you get. Instead of finding the best quality players, you got to stick people out there on the field like this and want us to take her serious. Nails dragging the floor, hair so much on us, the head got to be leaning, and up here doing a whole bunch of this, whole bunch of that. Unbelievable, man. And then gonna go ahead and top it off with the play of the day.
He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child. Until they find some evidence, we need to get back to the people's work, which means keeping this government open so that people don't go hungry in the streets of the United States. And I will yield.
Well, obviously, your parents didn't love you enough to tell you to get rid of those nails and that long hair. Loving you is easy because you're beautiful. They going with the loving you play. That's what they doing. La, 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 la. So now that's an excuse for Creepy using his kid to embellish money. That's all it is, man. Now you talk about an argument and an impeachment inquiry. That's your argument? Trump's evil. Trump got all of these charges and stuff that you probably don't even know what they mean. They just gave you the list of them and you read right through them with a whole bunch of attitude. And then you get to the bottom of that and your conclusion is the only thing Joe Biden is guilty of is loving his son too much. And I wish my parents would love me just as much as Joe loved his kid. His crackhead kid who uses women. His crackhead kid who slept with his brother's wife. Yeah, that guy. The one that dropped the N-word, on his laptop. That guy. Yeah, loving him too much. As this dummy and the rest of them go out and defend this dude. Yeah, the one with the white privilege. The one that got all these charges that should have this dude locked up forever. And here your dumb tail out there with that big old bush hanging off the side of your head and those claws. Talking about some and loving it and if anything, and I'm going, boy, you're the worst type of delusional. I can't even call you a sellout because I don't even know if she understands what she is being used for. She would have never made it if she wasn't what she is. They just bring in people that they say they meet certain qualifications. They're angry and emotional enough and they're dumb enough for us to use them without really seeing that we're the ones. We're the ones that fits every qualification of all of their victimization narratives. White privilege, white nationalist, all of that. We're the ones. Me, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. Yes, we're the ones. So dumb. And then finally, guys, the final quarter. Oh, yeah. All right, now. So the Republicans are bringing in their star defender, Hunt, to stop the squad member, Presley. It looks like the blue team wants to at least score 1 point before they go, because this game has been out of control the whole night. So it looks like it's first down. And they're going to go ahead and pass the ball to Ayanna Presley. And let's see what the sideline ref does over here as she catches the ball and tries to run it in for a touchdown concerning immigration.
biggest criticism of the bipartisan Senate spending bill, this compromise that's being worked over on the other side of Capitol Hill, is that it does not contain additional funding for border security. Right now, the U.S. is facing a crisis at the border, and this historic wave of Venezuelan migrants crossing into the U.S. The U.S. cannot deport most of them, or any of them really, because of the frosty diplomatic relations with Venezuela.
Stop that, Crapper. Now I know you a sideline ref and all, okay, but don't be trying to act like we can't do nothing with Venezuela and this and that. Those people from Venezuela wouldn't come here. They would just stay down there and deal with whatever they got to deal with if it wasn't for this chick and her whole crew, their team that's telling them to come. That's a part of the game plan too.
7.7 million people have fled Venezuela. There's no sign this is slowing down. Do you agree that something needs to be done about our border, that it's just not sustainable? I mean, we see, these governors, and I'm sure you disapprove of the tactic, but they're sending migrants into places like Massachusetts, like New York, like California, and these cities are having trouble keeping up. The Republican governors say things like, we're just giving you a taste of what we have to deal with.
Wow. I can't believe those words came out of Crapper's mouth. So now let's see how she performs, ladies and gentlemen. So now she got a chance to go ahead and at least present herself as a decent player, because she's looking at a problem that if she honestly identifies it and, assesses it correctly, then she would conclude some practical solutions to solve it. But do you think she's going to do that? You think she's going to assess the problem correctly? Huh? See, because it's called situational awareness. When I played football, I was able to assess problems. If I'm out there with the rock and I'm going, okay, we got a dude coming in from my side right here. This dude's coming up. I got to make some choices. All right. Do I hit him with one of these? Do I stiff arm? Do I boom and spin? Something. But I need to be aware of situational problems. If I see a dude creeping up to blitz my quarterback and I'm in the backfield, I don't just run out. I got to stay in there and block. Situational awareness. How do you solve problems? So the man, unlike him, identifies a problem. So let's see if this wise, wonderful player right here on the Blue Squad can go ahead and assess it and deal with it.
Well, I certainly disagree with any people, and certainly our most vulnerable, who are fleeing great destabilization and violence and corruption from being used as political pawns. No doubt about it, our border is secure, and we're in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, and we have to fix a broken system.
Wait, you think it is secure? You think the border is secure, or it is not secure?
I believe that we are in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, and there needs to be federal investment to support.
That's not addressing the problem. First of all, it's bad when Crapper got to go, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. You running down the field with like 2 left feet. I mean, I'm trying to cheat for y'all. I'm trying to cheat. But you're making it hard for me to cheat for y'all. This woman, right, look, just run, go. There's nobody behind you. Just keep running. You're about to mess it up for yourself. As she comes out with that stupid statement that the border is secure. Now, even Jay Crapper is like, oh God, if I'm gonna have any type of credibility left, I gotta at least push back a bit. So he's like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. What'd you just say?
Support those migrant families, and I work with a number of those community-based organizations on the ground, and they need more support. They need more federal support. This is a humanitarian crisis, and it's the consequence of a number of.
Here we go. See, now she got the whole field to run, and she out there with those 2 left feet, running backwards, and then people say, keep going, you're about to lose it, man. So now here she is. She could have scored a touchdown, but because she got 2 left feet, she's out there running all over the field. And Jay Crapper's trying to guide her to the end zone. He's trying to do it, okay, before we send our hunt man out there to stop her, because we want these Democrats going home with the goose egg. I'm the kind of guy who said, run up the score. I'm not a participation trophy guy. If we on the Blue Squad can run up and score 7,000 points on these people, do it. I don't care if the fans are booing. Don't let them have a mercy touchdown. Stop her. So now here she's out here talking about some that humanitarian, and they're fleeing for our here it comes. Here it comes. This is a part of the playbook. They're fleeing for everything except for the real thing.
Longstanding broken policies that are very consequential for asylum seekers, TPS holders, and DACA recipients writ large. But that is a conversation for another day.
Sure, I don't disagree with this being a humanitarian crisis at all. But just to get some clarity on this, and sure, that's a conversation for another day. But do you think that the border is secure? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Now Crapper is trying to help her score a touchdown, y'all. He's doing everything he can. He's like, let me just, I'm going to give you another chance at this, okay? I'm telling you, I agree with everything else you're saying. But there's only so far you can push the human imagination, okay? So I'm going to give you another chance at this. You're telling me that the border is secure? Yes.
The border is secure, and we're in the midst of a humanitarian crisis that has been created by a broken system. Wow. And in the meantime, we need federal investment to support my constituents and those who call the May 7th home.
My constituents, and then meanwhile, even though I'm lying about the border being broke, that we want more money to continue breaking it. It's not broke enough.
Writ large, which is why we need to prevent a government shutdown. I want to center the humanity, the dignity, the safety, and the needs of everyone, which is why we should not have a government shutdown.
Nothing to do with the broken border. Get out of there. See, Jake Crapper is trying to get her to the end zone. They ain't going, but no, she's running all over the place.
Will be deeply consequential. It will create a dire situation for families, many that are already struggling.
But if you have millions of undocumented migrants coming into the country, how is the border secure?
This is not a new crisis. It does require...
Now she's starting to get the hint, like, I'm starting to sound dumb. Maybe I should have just stayed running straight. I done ran backwards 20 yards. See? And Jake Crapper's like, the touchdown's that way. All you got to do is it's knowledge. See, but this is the quality that you get. See, when your agenda is bigger than your reputation, your common sense, all of that, and the people that you represent. Right now, she has to sit back and lie to the American people and then give solutions that only make the problem worse. And she knows that at the expense of her intellect. Now, she's probably not a dumb woman. She's just an evil woman. She's sold out enough to where she's willing to get on TV after Jay Crapper, of all people, are trying to give her a chance to salvage a little bit of her integrity, her common sense. Like, dude, you must be dumb or evil if you can't at least acknowledge that our border is not secure. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to help you. But you know what? I'm going to have to let the defense walk you down and smash you into the turf.
More political will and commitment. It is a humanitarian crisis. We should treat it as such. And again, representing one of the most diverse constituencies in the country. And in fact, I chair the House Haiti Caucus. I represent the third largest Asian diaspora in the country. And what I see on the ground is community-based organizations and municipalities who need federal support.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, except for the idea that the border is secure. I mean, if you have people crossing the border, it's just by definition not secure. If you have people coming to the United States, in fact, I mean, one of the arguments being made, and I think it's an argument worth considering, is that because our border is so porous, millions of people make this very unsafe journey. Millions of people give money to people who prey on them, coyotes, and take them on these journeys to cross into the United States, preying on them, vulnerable people. And that's because the border is not secure.
Now, you know it's bad when the ref got to coach you up. The ref is running down the field right next to you going 1 foot after another. Okay? Left, right. Alternate arms. You're running like this. So Jake Crapper is running beside her, trying to help her out. Touchdowns that way. Stop going backwards. Okay? How did you get on the field? How did you make it into the league? If you cannot admit that our border is wide open. Now, any Democrat voter watching this, you got to ask yourself, why, if I want my leaders to be trustworthy, why would she get up there and just lie to me like this? Why would she get up there and lie to the American people? If her character, this speaks a lot about her character. So now this is either a character issue or it is an intellect issue. So you're going to lie to me about what I'm seeing, or you're not smart enough to identify what I'm seeing. One of two. Either way, she's disqualified. That's why she's going to get tackled right now, coming up by the hitman hunt.
It is not secure. They go on this journey, and one of the arguments that is made, and maybe you disagree with it, is that the border should be secure so as to discourage people from making this journey. So that if people want to try to come to the United States and declare asylum and seek asylum, they go through the proper corridors and not just try to cross illegally. But it just seems like just such a refusal to acknowledge reality, just to say that the border is secure when we all know millions of people are crossing the border illegally every year.
Jake, and that is a consequence of a number of things. We have climate refugees, people that have been disabled in regions that are destabilized.
Let's go with climate refugees on one. Let's go with the stupidest stuff comes out of them. See, denying reality, Democrat Party. You know what? Women can be men and men can be women. And let's see what else we can deny. Climate change is this existential threat. And this is the dumbest thing, man. So now we got climate refugees. Oh, don't forget climate racism. We got that too. Then we got economic racism. We got everything but except for our raggedy policies. So now we got to become dumber to try to push these narratives because we're too evil to go ahead and say, let's look out for the American people. So now we got to go ahead and belittle American people's intelligence by coming up with some garbage, talking about some climate refugees. They didn't look like they were all burnt up and crispy. I saw them in that crowd laughing, high-fiving, having a good time. So you're telling me the U.S. is the only country that got a good climate? That's what you're telling me. I guess all the smog, all of the acid rain, all of the chocolate rain, all of that mess is everywhere else but the U.S. So everybody pile in. We're the Noah's Ark. This is the stupidest crap. And these are the squad members that they got on their team.
By extreme weather events. Sure. We have people that are violence and corruption. Yep. And so we just have to acknowledge why someone would leave their native country and their family and risk so much. It is because they are.
Because you guys are inviting them. It ain't a risk. See, it would be a risk if they felt like if they got to our border, they would be turned around and would waste their $8,000 paying the cartel. That would be a risk. It would be a risk if they felt, man, they might get me to the border, but then I might get thrown in a slammer and have my kids ripped. Yeah, they might have a big dog and a fence and a dang on lights and stuff and say, all right, turn around, go back. Sorry, you wasted your time and money, but you're not getting in here. That would be a risk. But it's no risk when the Democrats got beepers and apps and all of that. And I'm coming, I'll be there in 3 days. Not to mention the outreach program where they're going down there to these countries and saying, all right, let's get you ready for your asylum. Okay, have a good journey. You're all signed up. You're good to go. That's not a risk. Do you think all of these people from other continents would be flying into South America to cross our border if they felt there's a small chance you might get in? But I tell you, man, it's a big risk. They wouldn't do it. But here she is talking about why would people make that risk? Because it's not a risk. The biggest risk is getting through South America, depending on where you land, and dealing with the cartel. Once you get here, it's the promised land. Because the Democrats have made it that way.
And asylum is a human right. And so we must do better and more by TPS holders.
Asylum is a human right. Try pushing that on all the other countries who don't offer it. I thought it was just a merciful type thing, you know? Oh, yeah, man, you know what? You're getting harassed in your own country. Come on in. We got you. But we're not obligated to get you. We're making a choice to get you. Asylum is a human right. Are you kidding me? That would be like saying somebody bang on your door at 3 a.m. Man, I'm in trouble. My family, man, we fussing over there and my wife kicked me out. Well, what that got to do with me? Well, it's a human right. You got to bring me in. Let me stay at your house. Hey, dude, how about you go down and get the hotel room? That back seat right there in your truck looks like it would make a nice pillow. How about that? You're not obligated. You don't have a right to come in my crib. I'm not obligated to have to bring you in talking about, well, you got a domestic situation going on. So it's greater to me. Come on in. Stupidity like this that their voters don't even catch. They're probably going, yes, that's right. It is a right.
DACA recipients and asylum seekers, and we must do more and better by those who already call this country home, who stand to really struggle if there is a Republican government shutdown that could have been avoided if the Republicans knew how to govern. But instead, they lead from a place of contempt, callousness, and cluelessness, and they continue to play to the most extreme parts of their base, political gamesmanship, playing with people's lives. And I'm not here for it. And that is also
that extreme part of our base, which says, hey, man, I don't want people coming over in our country illegally. That one, that's extreme nowadays. So now we're going to have to send in one of our best defensive players because Jake Crapper is trying to help her too much, and she's just not able to get to the end zone. Not able to get to the end zone. So now here we go.
So why, given how many people are struggling, I'm calling on Ethan to not resume student loan payments October 1st.
Does that have to do with this?
Okay. It sounds like in there you acknowledge that there are millions of people crossing the border illegally, which would mean that the border is not secure. But I mean, I don't disagree with any of the points you made about these people are trying to seek better lives and they're escaping all sorts of horrible things. But would you grant me the point that the border is not secure?
Jake, that is a conversation for another day. Right now, I'm squarely focused on preventing a government shutdown. If there is one,
all right, Democratic Congresswoman in the aisle behind me.
She's horrible. So now we don't want them to score a touchdown. So the last play of the game right here, since Ayanna Presley, was assisted by Jake Crapper, he wouldn't just go ahead and call the play dead because she was running around the field like a chicken with her head cut off, spreading all kind of lies and stuff. So now we got to send in our hardcore pipe hitting defensive back, Ronnie Lott type, Jack Tatum type, Atwater type dude, dang on from Texas, Hunt, knock her out.
You see a picture that speaks for itself. This is what I call sheer chaos. And by the way, this photo was captured in 2021. A little background on me. I'm a combat veteran, deployed to Baghdad in 2006. That's about what it looked like when I was there in a combat zone.
Oh, so real credentials. Yeah, he's just not in Congress because he's black. No, he's in there because he's educated. Yeah, he done served his country. He's smart. Listen to the difference when it comes down to identifying problems and being intelligent versus what we just saw from their raggedy squad.
This is what happens when you refuse to control our border and our sovereign nation. We're overrun by cartels, trafficking in migrants, drugs, and crime. These are all realities in Joe Biden's America, except now they're being felt well beyond our border states like mine.
But the
Texas.
border's secure.
It's not just Republicans sounding the alarm now. This is happening with Democrats as well. Mayor Eric Adams, as we've heard a few the congressman say on August 22nd in New York, I'm proud that this is the right to shelter state, and we're going to continue that. That's the leader.
Y'all remember Peanut? I'm proud that New York is a right to shelter state. New York has a brand, and here in New York, we're always going to welcome. Remember all of that from Peanut?
Leader of the largest cities in America. If you remember in 2022, he even met migrants as they entered New York.
Welcome
Let's fast
to New
forward
York.
to May 2023. And
We have a
Mayor Adams,
brand.
through executive order, has suspended the law he was so proud of. And it seems that even Democrats are starting to see the light. It only gets real when it's in your backyard. Something that we've been experiencing in Texas for the past few years. We've had 6.5 million people enter our country illegally at our southern border. This is the most we've seen in my lifetime. It's absolute chaos. It's a crisis. I get text messages every single week from people finding dead bodies on their ranches. And yet we sit by here and do nothing with this current administration.
Wow, you better run, Ayanna Presley. You better start getting some coordination. You're not going to be making any progress running like this with this man on your back who's dropping nothing but real facts. Okay, what time is it? I said I was going to go an hour. But anyway, with real facts, you ain't going to get nowhere. Dang on. Let's finish hearing what he got to say. Here we go.
Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. And I don't see an ending to this.
That's from
This issue will destroy New York. Those are his words. Next up, Kathy Hochul, the governor from the great state of New York.
How quickly the tides turn. He went from praising the precious illegal immigrants to now saying they're going to destroy New York. We need to all run for our lives. It's over. Save yourselves, save your kids. Just don't let anybody in the media realize that I just said this, okay? Because we're done. And this is supposed to be a closed meeting. What? Wait, they're filming this? Oh my God, I got to come out now and lie and say, you know what? It's the MAGA people who are exploiting the situation. But that man knows they're in trouble. And so does Big Snagger-Tooth Bucky Beaver Roger Rabbit governor. What? How does that keep happening? Dang on it. Get back there. Here we go.
In Texas.
Where's the Eric Adams?
As they entered New York. Let's fast forward to May 2020.
Yeah.
People enter our country illegally at our southern border. This is the most we've seen in my lifetime. It's absolute chaos. It's a crisis. I get text messages every single week from...
Can't believe I did that.
This issue will destroy New York.
Like Godzilla.
Those words. Next up.
King Kong.
The governor from the great state of New York.
Bucky?
In December 2021, Governor Hochul said, and I quote, "As you know, the Statue of Liberty is inscribed, and it says, 'Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. You're welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of her teeming shores. Send.
Give me your tired, your poor." See, that's how her teeth is, right there. Staying on it. She got envelope teeth. And that's just one. That's just one tooth. I got to put another envelope right next to this one to make it realistic. So here she is back in the day, chastising everybody. What the? It did it again. It's the stupid thing.
Shore, send these, the homeless.
Yeah, she was out
Huddled
preaching.
masses, yearning to breathe free. The wretched
Let's hear her preach back
ending to.
Here we
and
go.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York.
Godzilla.
Those are his words.
Godzilla.
Next up, Kathy Hochul, the governor from the great state of New York.
Preach to
In December 2021, Governor Hochul said, and I quote, "As you know, the Statue of Liberty is inscribed, and it says, 'Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses.
Well.
You're welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. Give me your tired, your poor,
Come
your huddled
on.
masses, yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of her
Give me the
shores.
tired
Send
and the
these,
poor.
the homeless, tempest tossed to me.
Give
I
the
lift the
homeland.
lamp beyond the golden door." That's actually
Come on now through the golden doors, New York, and we'll welcome all y'all legals in for a better life. Come on if you want a better life. Better life is waiting for you over here in the Big Apple. Wait a minute now. Don't take too many bites out the apple now. I got to eat too. See, so it looks like now they done all came and they eating that apple up. Let's see what happens.
And I know it by heart because I learned it when I was a child. That's what this country is all about. This is actually what I fought for. So please, no, I'm not xenophobic. I love my country. I'm willing to die for it. My parents took me to the Statue of Liberty and made me memorize that. This is not that. This is a disgrace. Do not try to pawn this off as if this is Ellis Island and people that are trying to come to this country find a better way for themselves. Because right now, we ain't got it. Don't do that to me. Don't insult my intelligence and don't insult the intelligence of the American people.
You mean like Ayanna Presley just did? Huh? That's why you got to track her down. So now, right about now, out of nowhere, like a blaze of lightning, the hunter comes sprinting in, and it looks like he's right on the back of Ayanna Presley, who just went ahead and dummified herself by pretending that the border was closed. And it looks like he's about to bring back an old school tackling technique that was banned many years ago. He's coming back with the big fat forearm across the chin from behind as she thinks she's going in for a touchdown. So now, let's see how he ends it.
Now that we have these people coming here in mass, it's go somewhere else. Can't sit here, seats taken. All of a sudden, the governor turns into Forrest Gump. And in Biden's America, from it seems like to me, for him, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. So now all of a sudden, Bucky the Beaver, all of a sudden the apple ain't big enough to feed everybody. You got to be be kidding me. And Peanut over there talking about, yeah, New York has a brand, and here in New York, no one's illegal. It is so funny how when these people show up, you just saw Ayanna Presley over here lying about her constituents and this diversity, and we have to open up our arms and have more resources. And I guarantee you, not one of these people would take one, not even one refugee into their house. Not one. I'm talking, it could be the quietest, most docile, gentle refugee that has ever came. No, don't worry. I'm going to sit right down in the corner. I won't talk. I won't move. I don't even eat or drink. I don't want you there. I just don't like knowing you're over there. But I make no noise. I don't do anything. I don't care. You're in my space. You're bothering me. Yeah, you refugees. I tell you, I don't know what I was thinking. I come here for a better life. I don't know, please. I clean up. I do anything you want me to. Just let me stay in corner. That's all. I don't need to sleep or pillow. Nothing. I don't need food. Nothing. I don't care. You're bothering me. My house is not big enough. You live in mansion. Shut up, you refugee. How about you go back down to wherever you came from? That's what would happen.
And that's the way he's governing our country right now. We don't even know what we're going to get. But now the governor is saying, if you're thinking of coming to New York, we are truly out of space. And you're going to leave your country. So go somewhere else.
Out of space.
This is what.
So that's the new sermon coming out of Bucky the Beaver? Ha! God is speaking to me on the spot. I'm getting a rhema word. Wait a minute. God just told me, stop where you at. Turn around. Take your butts right back down there where you came from. God said decency in order now, especially when it comes to my space in my city. She got a revelation. She got a word on high. A rhema word out of nowhere. Change that sermon up mid-stride. Come on now. You're weak and you're weary. Wait. You mean to tell me they come into my house? You mean to tell me they crap? It's too many, Lord? Okay. But God now told me, pump those brakes. Dude. Back your tail up. If you got a big old thing, back that thing up and go on back down to where you came from. And no, I'm not a white nationalist and I ain't no xenophobe like those dumb behind Trump supporters. See, their xenophobia is different than ours. See, excuse me, Pastorette. Isn't that hypocrisy right there? You shut your mouth, you white nationalist, you. That's what she out there preaching.
What happens when we don't abide by the laws that we have already set in our country?
Tell 'em.
Are we a sovereign nation or not? Are we a nation of laws or not? This has now become the United States of lawlessness.
Get 'em.
Man, you talked about, Ms. Williams, I saw your testimony earlier on TV. Man,
Yeah.
You said you don't want this to be political. I hate to break it to you. Unfortunately, it is. And if you can't see the dichotomy between what we are saying on this side of the dais and our colleagues
smart
on the
team?
left, pay attention, ma'am. I wish this wasn't a political issue, to be honest with you. I wish we can all agree that having 6.5 million people enter our country illegally is not a sustainable model. We cannot afford it. We bring in $5 trillion a year from the American taxpayer, the hardworking American taxpayer, and we're spending $7 trillion and then bringing in 6 million people that we can't afford.
Wow. All right, 7 trillion, 6 trillion. Wait, that looks like we're a little top heavy. This is how real professionals, how leaders should process, think, and problem solve. This is how your squad should come out on the field and play. You come out, you present an argument, you show all of the supporting evidence for your argument, and you appeal to the rationale of the people. You don't come out and wing it. You don't come out and draw it up in the sand. You don't come out and ignore all the anecdotal evidence, all of the circumstantial evidence, all of the real hardcore evidence that you can't deny, like millions of people that we can see and touch coming across our border. And yet you got people on the Democrats team coming out there and saying, nah, the border is secure. So that means you should question your team you're supporting. Your team is special if they can't identify that. Your team is raggedy. Your team is a little league squad if they can't recognize these obvious things. That's why they're getting their butt beat by the red squad. Tonight, the Red Squad put him in the straight up coffin because he just came across Ayanna's dome with a forearm like Jack the Tatum right before she drug her crusty butt into the end zone, which leaves them straight up 0 to, like, just pick a number, 1,000.
Enough is enough. And that's why we have hearings like this, to elucidate the American public, to let them know we are fighting tirelessly just for our country. We are not xenophobic. Trust me, I'm not racist.
Oh,
I just want my country back.
Yes. And then after he tackled her, he got up and stepped on her with his spikes to walk back to the side. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't see you laying there. My fault. Just in case you want to go ahead and cry. Racism, xenophobia, extremism, melting pot, Statue of Liberty, better life. Just in case you want to scream that, if you haven't noticed, I'm black and I'm not xenophobic. I don't hate illegal immigrants. I don't hate immigrants, period. I just don't want them coming illegally. Now, I don't know. This is the problem. I should have turned my phone off because this is why I have to keep it off all the time, y'all. I have to keep it off all the time. Yeah. Telemarketers will call your crib all the way up until 12 at night. You be sitting there going. And then when they answer the phone, first of all, you always know because it's that delay. Hello? You just hear the background sound. Then, hello. I was calling, is Kevin, soon as they can't pronounce my name, is Kevin, I'm like, no, my friends know me as Kevin. If you can't get Kevin right, we're done. There it is. Hello. I was looking for, nope, sorry. Can't talk, gotta go. But anyway, so there you have it, y'all. The Democrats, the Blue Squad, like always, got their butts beat. The red and blue game that took place, they were just outmatched. They were outmatched, outskilled. I don't know how the blue team is ever going to recover. They got a horrible coach. They ain't going to, the coach is demented. The players suck. They're washed up. Half of them are old and decrepit, and the other ones are young and dumb. That's a bad combo, okay? So maybe they'll rebuild their team, but hopefully not. Hopefully they'll just get out the league. Hopefully that's what will happen. Or their fans will forsake them. That's the best case scenario. Shut them down by starving them out with no fan base. That means no voters. That means in 2024, everybody need to come out and vote for rational, common sense politicians that have your best interests in mind. Not these raggedy liars we just watched denying all the evidence. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Hit that like button. Don't forget to share my videos. Follow me on all the other platforms and so on and so forth. These are converted into podcasts. Unfortunately, I didn't stream to YouTube today. I'm not Facebook today because they required me right at the last second to put my new authorization code. I'm going, good grief. Y'all killing me with that. It's almost becoming not worth it. But I will be doing a live stream on X. I found out you can do live streams on X. So if you haven't followed me yet on X, please do that. All right. I'm going to drop a couple live streams and build the momentum over there if I can. Don't forget, help me out if you can with my little campaign. I think we got like 14 days left. The link is below this video. If you want to donate or support the channel, just click on that link and go ahead. We're making progress, y'all. But definitely, like I said, I got a goal in my mind. But I just, if you can, great. If you can't, don't break the piggy bank. That's for sure. But I want to thank y'all for just spending your Saturday night with me. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday, the rest of your weekend. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.